Last night, the Late Show with Stephen Colbert morphed into a late night battlefield when Senator J.D. Vance, Ohio's hard-hitting, Trump-loyal firebrand, was booted from the set after a scorching clash that left the audience frozen, the internet ablaze, and the genre of political comedy rattled to its core. What began as a high-energy sit-down promoting Vance's small-town roots and political ascent unraveled into a verbal slugfest. Colbert's biting openers met Vance's rapid fire comebacks, and within minutes the atmosphere detonated. The ending. A walk-off no one in the building saw coming. Before we unpack the chaos, drop a comment with your location and hit subscribe. This is the kind of unhinged TV moment you don't want to miss. Known for Hillbilly Elegy and his spot on Trump's 2024 ticket, Vance strode onstage with unshakable confidence, ready to defend his record and push his party's platform. But Colbert didn't ease him in, leading with, "JD, are you here to talk Appalachia, or just sell Trump's newest hustle?" The sarcasm landed like a gut punch. Some in the crowd laughed, others bristled. Vance smirked, replying evenly, "I'm here for truth, Stephen, not your cheap theatrics." The tension ratcheted up fast. Colbert rolled a clip of Vance's fiery stump speech, railing at elites and praising Trump's victories. Quite the sermon. Colbert jab. But is that grit, or just cashing in on the red state faithful? A Vance shot back without hesitation. "It's grit you'll never understand. I lived it. You sit here mocking it from your cushioned seat." The audience fractured, half cheering, half groaning, as producers exchanged worried looks, sensing the segment veering off course. What shocked insiders wasn't just the verbal sparring. It was how personal the shots became. Vance leaned forward. "You don't know my people, Stephen. You're a coastal snob with a microphone." Colbert didn't flinch. "Snob? I'm not the one sucking up to billionaires." "JD." His aim was clear. Dig into Vance's Trump connections and Senate money trail. Witnesses say the energy in the room shifted. Vance's jaw clenched as voices from the crowd gasped and heckled. Colbert grinned wider. He smelled blood, and Vance looked ready to counterpunch. The back and forth escalated, Colbert rolling more rally footage showing Vance grinning alongside donors. "Your hillbilly roots must feel a long way off," he needled. Vance's glare hardened. "That's called loyalty, Stephen. Something you wouldn't know. You trade yours for applause lines." The line drew both cheers and boos, the air thick with tension. "Colbert pressa loyalty or leash, JD. You went from rags to riches, and now you're Trump's lapdog." That broke Vance's cool. "Lapdog. I'm fighting for the people you ignore. You're the one yapping for corporate cash." The crowd erupted, some shouting encouragement, others hurling insults, while producers' headsets buzzed with frantic chatter. It wasn't just the jabs. It was Vance's refusal to bend. He leaned in again. "You mock my life story, Stephen. I clawed my way out of nothing. You were handed this desk." A Colbert smirked, cutting him off, clawed out. "You clawed straight into power." The studio was boiling over, and the break cue couldn't come fast enough. JD selling out the roots he loves to parade. Colbert's words cut deep, slicing the room in two. The split widened as some in the crowd chanted, "JD! JD!" while others laughed, phones up, recording for the inevitable ex-post storm. Clips popped online in real time, one racking up likes as the exchange turned vicious. Personal stakes spiked, the studio's pulse pounding. Sources say Vance's fists curled tight. "I'm not your punching bag, Stephen. I'll put you in your place." His voice was loud but unsteady. Colbert struck back instantly. "Put me in my place." "You're trembling, JD. That Trump armor's coming apart." He gestured toward Vance's stiff posture as the audience roared. Some rushed toward the stage edge. Others shouted over the noise. Producers waved frantically for a break, but Vance barked over them. "I'm not finished." "You don't cut me off!" The booming reply fueled the chaos. Insiders whispered he was edging past the point of no return. The night was sprinting toward detonation. The Late Show hit a boiling point as the Ohio senator, Trump's relentless ally, clashed with Colbert in a confrontation that blew past political theater into raw, uncontrolled fury. The host's constant barbs sent Vance into a full tilt eruption, turning the set into a shouting pit, the audience into a seething mob, and the segment into wildfire no one could smother. Sources say Vance's vow to take Colbert down after a Trump-tie jab was the spark. From there, it was an unbroken scream, match already dominating every trending feed. Colbert's smirk never wavered as he twisted the knife. JD. That hillbilly routine is wearing thin. You're just another Senate sellout now. His tone was icy, calculated, as he flashed a parody graphic. Vance beside Trump, dollar signs swirling. The crowd hit hard, half laughing, half booing, while Vance's glare burned. Sell out. I'm the real one here, Stephen. You're the fraud selling lies for claps. His words shook with rage as the audience split between cheers and jeers, producers' arms flailing to manage the storm on live feed. Colbert jabbed again, real. You're Trump's puppet, dancing for his donors. That set Vance off. He rose, slamming the desk a puppet. I'm my own man! You're the one on corporate strings. The thud echoed through the studio. The crowd detonated. Some chanting, JD fights. Others yelling, sit down, as phones streamed the chaos. An X-clip of Vance snapping shot past 1 million views before the segment was even over. Colbert, still grinning. Your own man? Look at you shaking. Trump's got you wound tight. He pointed at Vance's trembling hands, stoking the fire. The madness wasn't just in the insults. It was Vance breaking, insiders say. He leaned over the desk, voice cracking but defiant. You don't know me, Stephen. I've bled for my people. You've bled for ratings. Colbert didn't miss a beat, bled. You're bleeding right now, JD. Live, on my show. His taunt was merciless. The audience surged, some inching closer to the stage, others yelling, Finish him? Vance roared, I'll finish you. You smug hack. His voice was wild, unhinged. The frenzy fed itself. Cups flying, live streams rolling, energy spiraling. Security chatter crackled in headsets. He's losing it. Still, Vance pressed forward. You're nothing. Stephen, I'll tear this whole thing down. His booming voice shook as Colbert stood. Tear it down. You're falling apart, JD. Get out. The command was sharp, final. The crowd split. Kick him out. Clashed with, let him stay. Vance ripped off his mic. I'm not your prop. You're done. He hurled it at the desk, the crash echoing. Security lunged, grabbing his arms as he thrashed. Let me go. I'll walk. Fury radiated off him. X lit up with 5 Vance meltdown clips looping on repeat. Seconds later, the senator was marched off stage. The audience still roaring. The Late Show hadn't just aired. It had combusted, leaving the studio in uproar and the nation watching, stunned. Vance's vow to rip Colbert down collided with the host's final shove, sparking a wild on-air ejection already rewriting Late Night history and detonating across the internet with viral force. The senator's mic slammed against the desk before he twisted against security's grip, barking, Let me go. I'll leave on my own. His voice was hoarse, ragged with fury as guards locked their hands on his arms, dragging him backward. Colbert didn't move, his tone flat and cutting. You're finished, JD. Hit the road. The command dripped with triumph as the crowd erupted, half chanting, out, out, while others booed, shouting, let him talk. Vance strained against their hold. You're a coward, Stephen, hiding behind them. His voice was frantic, fading as security hauled him toward the wings. Shoes scraped the floor in real time as the audience broke into chaos. Insiders say fans leapt from their seats, phones raised high, filming every second. Some pounded the armrests, chanting, Trump's boy falls, while a smaller knot yelled, stand strong, JD. The noise stormed through the studio as producers froze, headsets dead silent. He's gone, one muttered, just as the live feed caught his figure disappearing backstage. Colbert waved him off with a smirk. There goes the hillbilly folks. Show's over. The crack was sharp, mocking, drawing howls of laughter. The scene roiled. Debris flew from the upper rows. Others' lives streamed the uproar. What made it seismic wasn't just the removal. It was Vance breaking apart on camera. His voice trailed thin. "I'll be back. You'll regret this," as security shoved him through the exit. Colbert leaned forward in his chair, smiling wide. "You paid tonight?" JD in sweat and shame. The crowd split harder, cheers colliding with boos as X lit up with clips tagged 5 Vance ejected. One post showing the mic toss hit millions of views under the headline, "Colbert owns him." Another thread of his glare mid-exit captioned, "Hillbilly heartbreak. Swamp TikTok. Analysts said it was the cleanest on-air takedown in years." Behind the curtain, sources say Vance stormed through the green room, muttering, "They'll pay for this." His voice fraying. Aides hustled him past waiting reporters. Hours later, he broke silence on X, "Truth doesn't bend. I'll rise." It racked up 150,000 likes but was drowned by replies like, "You fell, JD," one alone trending for hours. Supporters tried to reframe it. "He's a fighter, they set him up." But the wider tide was brutal. The tough guy image cracked wide open. Meanwhile, Colbert's camp celebrated. Sources say the next night's monologue opened with, "We had a senator on the show. He brought heat. I brought the boot. The delivery smug, victorious, and rewarded with a record 55% rating spike." Viewers came back for the aftermath. Hooked on the spectacle. "He thought he'd roll me. I rolled him." Colbert's crew was buzzing, already eyeing bigger, bolder plays. Analysts said he nailed it. Though some warned the senator's a target now. Triumph laced with danger. The roar of the crowd still echoed as "Fight Colbert" rules stamped itself across the internet, locking his crown tighter. Online, the split was electric. Vance's base fumed. They ambushed him. He's gold. One post racking up shares by the thousands. Critics piled on just as fast. Trump's lapdog put down. That one hit viral status, fueling a storm of debate. Was it too far? Clips of Vance's on-air snap looped endlessly. "He broke," one pundit said. Colbert baited him like a pro. Another added, predicting bruises in the Senate. In Trump world, chatter spiked. Sources say Vance holed up with his circle, plotting a counterstrike, maybe a rival ambush. His silence spoke loud, the sting wasn't fading. The ripple effects shook late night. Experts called it a pivot point. Colbert rewrote the rules, or broke them, one said. Networks were suddenly weighing whether to bring in riskier guests or tighten control, knowing one wrong step could backfire. Viewers stayed split, half cheering, "Crushed a senator!" half wincing, too brutal. The clash became a marker. Vance's fall, Colbert's win, carved into viral stone. But this isn't over. It's a spark. Vance's comeback and Colbert's next move are primed to burn up the feeds. Stay tuned. If you're hooked on this madness, you know where to be when the next fire hits.